They are so bothered about what others will say about their dance, and so they sit quietly. Again, they are only guarding their ego, and they are missing the joy of life like anything. Once in a while at least, in your home, play some music and dance. Simply decide to let go. It can become an intense meditation that can take you beyond your mind and transform you in a way that words can't. Be natural, be original. The people who comment on your dance are simply missing out on the joy of dance. Don't bother about them. Just dissolve and become the dance itself. Laughter and dance are the easiest techniques to shed your ego and merge with existence. Yes, what is your question? Swamiji, when do we know that our ego is no more? Simply put, when you no longer feel yourself as a separate entity, ego has dissolved. When you become enlightened, your ego has ripened and ruptured. When your ego drops, the barriers you posed earlier will disappear and existence will simply flow through you freely. Whether you know it or not, accept it or not, like it or not, existence is trying to flow through you every minute. But you are so full of ego that you are unable to receive it. You miss the miracles of existence because of your ego. You are unable to connect to existence, and so you continue to live in ego, ignorance and misery. You are so full of ego that you are living far away from your own being. There is so much of accumulated stuff inside you that you need to get rid of. The stuff that you have accumulated over many lives, not just this one life. There is no space for even yourself inside yourself. And because of this, you are operating from your periphery all the time instead of from your own inner being. When your ego dissolves, you cease to exist and you simply merge with existence. This is the state of enlightened masters. I often tell people, destroy what you are not. People look at me with shock. When I say this, what I mean is, you are your inner being. That being is now contaminated with all that is not, the various active and passive forms of ego. These are what you need to destroy, and that is what I mean when I say, destroy what you are not and you have arrived. You are a part of existence, and whatever causes you to think otherwise is ego. That's all. It is like this. A fish, whether it likes it or not, whether it accepts it or not, whether it believes it or not, is a part of the ocean. It has two choices. It either lives happily in the ocean or fights with the ocean and still continues to live in it, making its own life miserable. If you flow with existence, you will enjoy every moment of your life. You will become porous, sensitive, creative and fluid. A small story. A teacher took her students out for a picnic. They played games, ate their snacks and enjoyed themselves. Suddenly, the teacher drew their attention to a beautiful rainbow that had formed in the sky. The children looked up at it with awe. The teacher watched them and announced, "All right now, let us give a clap to the artist behind it." The students were for a moment confused, but quickly understood and broke into applause. Children need to be taught to appreciate the existential beauty surrounding them. Else they will lose the connection with existence very quickly and become egoistic. They should not be allowed to become mechanical and egoistic. They should be brought to become porous and sensitive. When you appreciate existence, you have come closer to it. The whole of existence is creativity. A creative person is closer to his heart than his mind. When you create, you are close to God. God is the creator, the created, and the creation. When you create, you express your being, the quality of existence. When you create, you are showing your love and appreciation towards existence. You are adding a little more beauty to existence. When you are full of wonder for existence, you can create. On the other hand, when you are full of ego, you cannot create. And even if you create, your creation will be a dead creation. It will be like a plastic rose which looks perfect but lacks the fragrance and life. When an artist creates out of love, he can give a certain special quality to the creation. If he creates out of ego, the creation is lifeless. When you are not in tune with existence, you will miss the fragrance of existence. It is as if when a beautiful fragrance surrounds you, you are closing your nose with stinking fingers. This is ego. When you experience the fragrance of existence, you will start experiencing the synchronicity of it also. You will be able to resonate with the whole of existence. You will be able to see that every single leaf and twig is a manifestation of existence or God. When you are in this state, whatever you seek, you will find, because you are moving in tune with existence. Life then becomes a miracle. This is what we call the synchronicity of existence. And understand one thing, when you are resonating with existence, you will not seek greedily. Simply existence will keep giving you what you need for that moment, even before you seek it. This is what I mean when I say, whatever you seek, you will find. The problem is, we have distanced ourselves so much from existence, from our source, which lies deep within us. So we need constant reminders about it. You can start shedding your ego by first admiring and appreciating the beauty surrounding you. That itself will start sowing the seed of transformation in you. It will cause you to understand that there is a life force mightier than your ego which is conducting this universe. The more you lose yourself to existence, the more egoless you become. The more egoless you become, the more you lose yourself to existence. Swamiji, although we know at the intellectual level that we need to surrender our ego, we are unable to. Why is that? You see, man never wants to let go in totality. He wants to cling on to something all the time, and that something is his ego. Your ego is your very strength. You have guarded it so well over the years. It is the basis of your very existence. You don't know that there is a world beyond your ego which is much more blissful than what you are feeling now. Your ego is a life-sustaining element for you, but the simple truth is you have to let go of it. It is like this. Imagine that there is a seed that is sown. The seed has to rupture for the tree to grow, is it not? If the seed thinks that it will wait for the tree to grow and then rupture, is it possible? No. Just like that, man's ego has to rupture for him to blossom. The longer he guards his ego, the more he is postponing his own flowering, that's all. Until man meets his master, he might not even know where his blockages are, where his ego is standing in the way. But once he meets his master, he has found the key. It is up to him to use it. The master's sole purpose is to rip the ego of each of his disciples. The words and actions of a master will seem abrupt and inappropriate when you see it from outside. But it is